in that they could, and it sounds like everybody that was there in the immediate vicinity got into the lockers and were safe. So that was some good news that just came in. So we're very pleased to report that. The storm, though, that continues to be of concern will be the one that's in Seminole to Shawnee to Prague. And again, this you see the arrow indicators that the northern part is moving east. This is wrapping in on itself, so you'll have a little bit more of a structure of the thunderstorm sliding to the northeast into this. So we'll continue to have a circulation feature right at the apex of this storm, and so we'll probably see that moving someplace, maybe along I-40 or south of I-40 for you folks at Walika to Wetumpka. Tornado warnings will have to continue, and I'd be kind of surprised if the Walika part, or the southern Okfuskee County doesn't go under a tornado warning with this. Hopefully it'll weaken as it moves a little bit further away from the dry line itself, but that kind of gives you a perspective of that. Also, kind of looking, this is the line again that's reformed out to the west, just along I-35. This will be the main player. Here's another cell that went up behind the initial line. So there's multiple opportunities for severe storms. But the main one, I-40 area, and then there's another one that's down around Ada that could affect Pittsburgh County before too long. Our storm that's still up around Bartlesville, still a doozy of a storm. And then the ones that's up in northwestern Kay County, still very impactful as well. Dick, I'm going to have you join me again. And the Bartlesville storm, as we kind of have been watching that and kind of looking at what's going on up there, that is a very vicious storm at this time. And it looks like it'll continue to be that way for a little bit longer as far as wind and hail and rain and everything else in between. And I'm going to take a look at the storm. This is the Bartlesville storm. Try to move the video. There we go. And we'll take this and move it up just a little bit so you can see Bartlesville first. And this is on the north side now of Bartlesville. And this is what's coming out of Bartlesville right now, looking to the west-southwest. And also, if you can, Tom, I'd like for you to take the Bartlesville camera and move it north, if you could. And tell us a little bit about
that storm continues to show the evidence of becoming less organized with time. In fact, there's not even a warning in effect for Washington County, which would include Bartlesville as for Osage County. So that tells you something right there about what that storm is doing. Here's what it looks like, and I'll put this into motion for you so you can see. There you go. Okay, now you can see how what has happened is there was a lead storm that had been tornadic as it moved in through the Pawhuska area. We had a report of a brief touchdown there northwest of Pawhuska, but then a secondary storm has moved up and has caught up with it. The two have become one, and sometimes that can cause some significant problems. Right now what appears to have happened is that neither one has become dominant, and that they're both just one big thunderstorm that's now moving through Hewlett-Copan, mainly moving north of the Dewey-Bartlesville area as we speak. Now, there may yet be some hail associated with it. If so, radar would suggest that's moving up into the Caney area. There may yet still be some damaging winds associated with it, but again, the organization of that particular storm is not near what it had been earlier. Now, here's what it looks like with Warren Max, and we'll take a little closer look. I need to reposition this real quick, and you see again, the storm has merged, and as that has taken place, then neither storm has become particularly intense, at least not at this moment. That's not to say that they may not. Again, remember what Travis was pointing out earlier, the surface conditions are not quite as favorable as it had been the case when it moved up out of Pawnee into Osage County. Cooler air up there, so therefore the storm not over quite such favorable surface conditions. But still, for you folks there north of Bartlesville, north of Dewey, up into Copan, Hewlett, Caney, Juan, and then on up into perhaps the Coffeyville area, on up into adjacent areas of Kansas, Montgomery County, Kansas in particular. You folks need to be aware of this particular storm moving your way. Likely it's going to have some very heavy rain, quite possibly some hail up to the size of quarters, enough to do some damage, and quite possibly some gusty winds. And we'll keep open the possibility that may yet spin back up. Yeah, Tom?
Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Osage, but I'd like to point out they've issued a tornado warning for both Kay and now Nope.
Yeah, for the activity that's further back to the west.
Yeah, along the drive.
Yeah, and that's what Travis was talking about just a moment ago, was that activity further back to the west. We'll kind of reposition the radar here real quick, so that you can see what we're talking about over there. This is what Tom was just talking about. These storms that are fired up back along the main dry line itself. This is the leading edge of where the really warm, dry air is moving in. Those storms will once again begin to spin up. And those folks have already been under the gun. They've already had several tornado warnings in effect earlier. With the lead activity, now we're getting some redevelopment further back to the west. And those storms are moving northeast also at about 50 to 60 miles an hour, so they're really moving along. Yeah, Tom?
This cell's going to be in Pawnee and Osage County within minutes.
Yeah, obviously they're moving along so quickly that it won't take them long to get into the viewing area once again. And warnings will likely be required for those storms for our viewing area. Just to give you an idea, this is what the storm cell indicator is showing, moving northeast at about 66 miles an hour. And again, we're talking 60 miles an hour or so. Again, sometimes these the radar estimates can be a little bit excessive, but the point is that these storms are moving so rapidly that you're not going to have a whole lot of time to think about it. One of those storms coming in on you, you need to react. You need to react very, very quickly because there's just not going to be time to react. Okay, Travis, you got something for us?
Yes, I wanted to add a couple of things. First of all, that with the severe weather that's kind of redeveloping back in the area, a lot of people have been requested to say, okay, need to brush up on tornado things. You haven't mentioned it. We'll mention it right now. The biggest thing, and one of the things that after Dick Farrow and myself, Tom Bennett, a lot of our staff has been through an awful lot of storms, and the biggest thing that we can say is you have to stay calm. Now, it doesn't matter if you're in a weather office or if you're at home. You just have to stay calm, use your head, and think about what you need to do. And here's the thing. So you need to be on the lowest floor in interior rooms, away from outside walls. I always tell most of the kids, you kind of pretend it's like a monster outside, so you try to get as inside and get as many walls between you and the outside as possible, which means usually in a central small room is the most important thing at home. Now, at shopping malls, the most important thing is not to be in the main open areas. You need to get into small interior shops and try to be on the lowest floors. The upper floors have the highest potential for wind damage and also for caving in. So that we always want to make sure that you're in a smaller confined area. Now, that sounds scary to be in a confined area, but yet it's a lot safer because the walls offer more support. And in vehicles, here's one thing that we had someone call today, and they listened to a video that we had, and there was a woman screaming, "I'm staying in the vehicle, it's safer to be in a vehicle." And that woman said that that is the case, that it is not the case. Do not stay in your vehicle. Those vehicles get thrown around, they get crunched, and it's a mess. So there you go. Get down low, ditch. Also, I tell you what, if we could, let's, is this live or is that fast? Okay, I'm going to go back. I want you to skip that, go to fast 2 real quick, and we'll come back to that in just a second. New tornado warning now issued for western Osage County. This has just been issued, and we expected that to happen. Tom and Dick were both mentioning it at the same time, that these storms were really close to the border areas. We have 2 of those storms right now. Both of those are showing signs of rotation. Dick, I'm going to have you do a storm track on the tornadic cells. But again, the north cell could take it, these should move east-northeast. So these are refiring again. And one of the biggest fears that I have right now is that with this second line, even though Tulsa's kind of in the clear, I'm going to go down this line right now, that's just moving to western Osage County. There's not much in the way of cells out west of Tulsa. That's not to say that something won't explode dramatically in and around the area in a short period of time. Right now, Tulsa is basically, without getting too carried away, in the clear for the time being. And that means that we don't have anything going on in northern Lincoln County. We don't have anything going on out in Pawnee County, or I should say in Payne County. But just to the northwest of us we do down to the southwest. So these are the mega storms that are showing up right now. And you can see that as we look at the 2 storm areas. I'm going to take a quick look at the storm that's down here again just west in Okfuskee County. I would not be surprised, and the Tulsa Weather Office has issued a statement that said that even though the energy dies down as you go into Okfuskee County, there still is a potential for a tornado. We feel that we still have a tornado on the ground just to the south of Prague, to the north of Seminole. This is still a strongly rotating storm. It still has tremendous amounts of energy available for it to be causing the issues that we are seeing with it right now. I'm going to go to a what we call a velocity indicator, which still indicates that we have a strong rotation just north of Seminole. This is moving into our area. Once we get near Cromwell, Schooltown, Little, these are all indicating a tornado right in this area, just southeast of Little, and that is moving to the northeast. We'll take it near Okemah. If you are in this area, we need you to take cover from Cromwell, Schoolton, Little for this particular storm. And again, this is part of two major storms. This is the one to the south we're worried about. The one that's north of Bartlesville has kind of died out, so we're not going to worry about that right now. The next storm is the one that's up in northern Osage County. That's where Dick Farrow is located right now with what's going on